All right. Welcome back to Fire the Cannon at our new home. I'm Rocky.
I'm Megan, and we are Fire the Cannon.
All right, let's play some music.
Let's go.
Longhorn Nation, we're back.
We're back. Hey, Megan, we're back.
We're back.
Welcome to our new home on YouTube. Like and subscribe, Fire the Cannon podcast. Let's get into it.
Yeah.
Megan, game day.
Game day. Super excited. It is finally here. We've been waiting for months and months and months, the long, grueling off season. But Texas football's back, baby.
Yes. So yesterday we were trying the new live thing, of course, technical issues. So thank you so much to our friend Mike Hardball Harge. We have fantastic content from him yesterday, so we're going to work hard to edit it and get it back up, minus our terrible audio technical issues, but with his amazing audio issues.
We had a software glitch where it was repeating what we were saying with the mic, and it was hard to hear.
Because we've been doing this for months on this platform, but we've had our podcast for years. That was the first time when we go live on the new thing. Of course,
go figure.
That's the first time it doesn't work, but that's okay.
We roll with the punches here.
We'll thank Mike, and we'll try to use as much of that content as we can. And of course, he's amazing. He'll come and help us again one day, but that was awesome. So this morning we spoke with Ghost and Friends, and so his channel's on YouTube also. So go see that. That was a fun conversation. Yeah. Thank you for having us. Tonight we go with Cody. His is at Cody C_OTF. So on Texas football, we're going to talk again tonight. Preview Colorado State at Texas.
Yep, and that will be Twitter Spaces.
Thank you. Twitter Spaces live tonight, 9 p.m. But for now, let's talk game day. College game day. Well, college game football is back. Yes. Texas is back.
Yes.
And we know the things we love. Let's start with what Sark said he loved and then go from there.
All right.
So we have his he had this amazing comment on this press conference this week.
I love Saturdays. Walking down Bevo Boulevard and seeing everybody there. The smoke, the cannon, Bevo, like everything coming out of the tunnel, like all of that, singing the eyes at the end. To see the student section and the orange smoke going off, or the drones at the night games. Like we try to embrace all that, because all that's going on because we play football here at the University of Texas.
All that's going on because they play football here. Megan, game day's back. They've built this massive, CDC and the crew have built this massive environment inside and outside the stadium from the morning till the night. What is your favorite things about game day, and what are you so looking forward to tomorrow? Tomorrow's game day.
Look, outside of the football, right? I love tailgating. I think folks that know me know that. It's a little stressful going into it, getting ready and getting all the ducks in a row. People keep asking, are you ready for football? Are you excited for football? Yes, I am ready for the football to start, the game to be here, but I need like 2 more weeks to get ready for all the crap that goes around it, right? But
you start working, so people know, you start working like months, but weeks in advance, like picking up things and sponsors.
Getting the sponsorships lined up and all that. Yeah, and then with our beer sponsor, like I have to go get the trailer, load up the beer on Wednesdays. We've got to pick up everything on Wednesdays. And then, of course, we have the food orders that we have to get in, and we've got our memberships and all kinds of stuff going on. And then I drop the trailer Friday night. So tonight, we're recording on Friday. I will drop the trailer after everyone's kind of left campus, get our spot, get the tent set up, and then be there bright and early at 7 a.m. to finish.
I'll see you around 12:30.
You roll in at a leisurely pace.
I roll in a couple hours before the game.
And ain't nothing wrong with that.
It's a long day. You're more of a pro for the long day than I am.
Yeah. So. But I do. I love seeing friends again and the Texas family and Longhorn Nation all back together. And I'm excited. It's gonna be fun to see. Get the gang's all here. It'll be fun to see everybody again. How about you? What's your favorite thing on game day?
So before, during, and after, right? So now we have, Bevo Boulevard is a blast. Your tailgate is fun. Everybody's set up all the TVs and food and drinks. It's a blast. See friends, seeing all our friends. Everybody's so excited before the game. And, most of the time we're all leaving happy after the game too, but every now and then you walk home kind of slow. But
look, we have the post-game celebration. Or we have the post-game like reconciling of
group hug.
Yeah, group hug.
No, it's a blast. So the tailgating is always fun, right? Everybody gets together. But even people who don't have necessarily a specific tailgate to be at, Bevo Boulevard, the Ferris wheel, Longhorn City Limits will usually have, depending on the time of the day, music before and or after a big name will come and play.
Yeah.
So there's so much to do. And then in the game environment now, I'm excited to see the new digital board.
Yeah.
This is like the 10th time we've gotten a new digital board, the big new digital board. Night games, which we don't have this Saturday, but night games, we get the drone shows now. The lights, every bit that I feel sorry for those kids in the orange smoke. Oh, that's the worst. They're gonna have a claim. Were you
Are they doing that again this year?
Were you sitting in the orange smoke in 2023 at the DKR?
You
too could have a claim. Yeah, that's really bad. I would not want to be under that orange smoke. But Sark mentioned it in his little thing, the orange smoke. Like, oh no, they're bringing it back. So there's so much, and the band, just all the pageantry of Texas football tradition. I love it all.
Underrated is watching the show band of the Southwest, Longhorn Band, march from the band hall down the street and into the stadium. That is a really cool. For folks that haven't experienced that, like, I'd recommend it. It's really cool to watch the band. They've got their own like things going on. They've got their chants and whatever, and they get in and they are in the stadium, and then watching them take formation, I lose my mind for that. I love it. I love
the players. They get to come in their nice suits and show a little of their character and their style. They get to come in and their families are waving and fans are waving. That's really, really exciting. There's a whole, it's fun from morning to night. It's an adventure. It's a day, and it's back. It's tomorrow.
Shout out to CDC for really understanding what game day could be at Texas and doing everything to make it such. I mean, there's a pretty big difference where we were 10 years ago on game day experience. And, Longhorn City Limits, have you seen this? They've got so we've got the stage, you've got the bands coming in, Midland is going to be playing. But this year they've added a multi-tier viewing area where the bottom area is air conditioning. And then you've got levels. I mean, it's crazy. Who does that?
Who does
gotta love University of Texas, man.
Yeah, because for the last few years there have been some great, fun, good shows for free. Like you just walk up and go listen for free.
Yeah,
all kind of music, country music, hip hop. Like they're the good variety of music. But if you weren't there 2 hours before, you couldn't see anything. You were like up in the trees, up in the hill. So I'm glad that they've made more ways to actually see the shows. That might help people actually get there. But there's so much to do before and after the games.
There is.
And this year is really special too at DKR because it's the 100-year anniversary of DKR, the 100th season. So they're doing a lot of things like on the field, they have the 100 logo, and then there's Yetis. Yeah. 100 Yetis.
Which you're definitely not buying.
I'm not buying a Yeti because I have too many Yetis.
I have more than too many Yetis.
I have too many Yetis.
I got you, boo.
I couldn't possibly take one that I really don't use anymore and set it aside and fill it with the spot. I couldn't possibly do that. The Yetis are a thing. There's always special Yetis throughout the season.
Listen, I've had
but this is a special one, the 100-year one.
And this is probably on me.
I don't need any more Yetis.
No, I'm saying I have been known to purchase too many Yetis and get them when they come out because it doesn't matter how many Yetis you have, you always have to have the new one. Right?
Yeah, you got to have the collection.
So it kind of became a thing, and now people are asking me. I've had no fewer than 20 people ask me to buy them DKR Yetis to get out there. Yeah. So man, people are hyped about these Yetis.
You've become synonymous with Yetis.
Apparently, they should hire me.
They should sponsor
the show. There you go.
Yeah, yes, like and subscribe. Yeah. So that's one of the things is. One of the benefits of actually being at the game. I know there are real reasons real people can't come to the games. Like I've helped, we've had some Longhorn friends and fans that are stationed somewhere else. So when the veterans military one, I've helped people get some of those before. Yeah. But it is expensive and it's a hassle and you have to, wait in lines and carry. So it's hard to get those free people, right? Yeah. One or two maybe, but when 20 people ask, you just can't. Yeah. You just can't get them. And there's not that many to go around. Yeah. It's not fair for one person to walk up and buy 20 and then the person behind gets none, right? So get your one or two and that's how it goes. It's one of the benefits of being at the game. Yep. So,
experiencing game day in person.
Yeah, I mean, not everybody can be there, and that's a bummer. But all right. So one of the other things too that it is packed. DKR is sold out for the season.
Yep.
They've sold out, of course, Colorado State and Texas, but season tickets are also sold out. So now is a good time to remind people that a couple days ago my cousin was looking for tickets, so I posted, "Hey, we got 2 tickets," because I was only going to respond with a real person that I really know and really follow.
Right.
Because within 2 minutes I have spam.
Oh, it's all bullshit.
It's all bullshit.
Well, and I got burned by that
scam.
last year. Yeah, I got burned by that last year for the Big 12 championship game. Scammer was in. Yeah, look,
it happens,
and they're good at scamming.
They're good. They set up a profile that looks like Texas mom or whatever. They'll set it up. So go look and see. Do you know a bunch of people that are also following? If you're doing it through Twitter, like a bunch of people who are also following them, or do y'all know this person or whatever? Because they are quick and they make it look like they're real people
legit,
giving selling real tickets. So be careful if you're buying tickets, like that. But of course, SeatGeek and through Texas Sports, all the others.
Yep, so those are legitimate for sure.
Now's the time to beware because the tickets are sold out and they are hot.
Yeah,
people want them.
It is a hot ticket, that is for sure.
All right.
So speaking of hot, does it feel like it's going to be outrageously hot at DKR? I mean, we've had some opening games that have been bananas hot.
Really hot.
I don't think it's going to be, and I don't know if I'm just broken because
only 92.
Right. Like we've had such miserably hot games before that
I'm checking the latest weather.
Yeah, there's like a chance of rain and it's only going to get up to like 94. And I'm like, oh, might as well bring parkas for what we're used to. Right. 94. So, but it seems, I don't know. I feel kind of hopeful that it's going to be a pleasant day. Going to be nice. And I mean, the high is what you just pulled it up. What's
that's
saying?
Today. Hold on. I'm looking at tomorrow.
Yeah. So anyway, I don't think it's going to be as brutally hot as it has been, but I do want to mention this. CDC confirmed this on Twitter. Texas is again allowing people to bring in a bottle of water, not like a water bottle, not like one of the long-term refillable, Yetis or whatever, but you can bring in a sealed bottle of water, 1 per person. And there are refilling stations throughout DKR. So stay hydrated, Longhorns. While it might not be as hot as we've had some other games, opening games, it is still going to be a hot Texas summer day. So, and midday game. So be sure to bring your water. Be sure to stay hydrated.
89, 90 at kickoff, 92 is the high. For the people,
that's a cold front.
Yeah, that's for the people, for the players on the field and the staff on the field. That is brutal. It's going to still feel like over 100 easily at all that gear and equipment and running around. So they have that under control with their own, hydration and care. But even 92 sitting in the sun, it says partly cloudy, little slight chance of rain. So it's just going to feel sticky and gross. So wear your deodorant
and hydrate.
Bring your extra deodorant. Yeah. And stay hydrated because that sticky, ugly feeling will still make you feel bad.
All right. So like we mentioned earlier, we had a great conversation with our buddy, Mike Hardball Harge yesterday, actually, but because of those technical difficulties, we're still kind of parsing out some of that interview and we'll get that content posted. But we do want to touch base on a couple things we talked to Mike with and where you can still understand us talking about it.
It was bad.
So we'll blast through this pretty quick. Look, Texas, of course, going into the SEC, the season's here. We've been talking about it for years and years, and now it's finally a reality. What are you looking for, Rocky, for this game? What is the thing that you're going to key in on for Texas? What are you expecting to see this Saturday?
On the offense, I want timing with the receivers. That's going to take time, but they've had the offseason to, get timing with Quinn and the new receivers, and even the ones who are coming back, like DeAndre Moore and Jonte Cook. They're back and they understand the system, but they didn't get a lot of playing time last year, not much. So there's still that actual game time experience that needs to come. And then you're bringing in Bolden Bond.
Yeah,
we're bringing in the law firm of Bolden Bond and Cook. So we need to, that timing will come in actual game time, right? So that's what I'm looking for in the offense. Of course, establishing the run, but I'm trusting in that O-line to just really, really lead the way. On defense, a big question mark leaving last season was the DBs, and all the reports out of camp is they are vastly improved.
Right.
The scheme is better. The pressure's improved. They brought in transfers, but also the young ones, Makuba and Williams are growing up. We have my man Taff in the back.
Yep.
So I really trust the DBs, and they're going to get tested right away with this air raid Colorado State offense. So don't panic if Colorado State moves the ball, because that's what they do.
Right.
And this is their first time working together too. So those are the two things I'm looking for tomorrow.
Yeah.
Timing with the wide receivers on offense, and are the DBs
talking?
Are they moving together
well? And something, of course, this is the first season that they've been allowed the in-helmet communications, and it was mentioned that Ant Hill is going to be the one on defense that has the in-helmet.
Yeah, he'll be one of the guys. Yeah,
which I think really speaks to how much he's progressed and how much he's looked to as a leader of this team and how vocal he's been. Yeah, I agree. I mean, those DBs are going to get tested early and going to get tested often. I think this is going to be a really great opportunity to show the growth in that backfield, the corners, DBs, and everything. I'm looking forward to seeing Ant Hill shine. I mean, I think this is his year for sure.
What a talent.
Yeah, that's going to be exciting. For me on defense, I think I still have a few questions. Can that D-line step up and fill the holes? Obviously left by two big men with T-Sweat and Murphy leaving. By all accounts, the reports are looking good that the D-line is gelling well and that they're making some good moves and they're working well together. But again, you've got those questions still kind of lingering as a fan, also with the new D-line coach and Kenny Baker coming in. So excited to see that and how that plays out. And yeah, I think for the offense, for me, what I want to put out there and tell people, Texas fans tend to be chicken littles sometimes.
Oh, no.
The sky is not falling, y'all. This is a game that is designed for Texas to knock the rust off, get a lot of players. And Sark himself has said, we are going to get players in. If you are on the roster, you're going to touch the ball. So, is this going to be the perfect game where Texas lives up to its absolute potential? No. Number one, because Sark isn't going to show everything that we have before Michigan. That's just not going to happen. And number two, this is the opportunity to test our guys out, get them in different positions, really feel out what's going on. And that includes with the running back room, who we know suffered some losses over the offseason. So, yeah, I mean, I feel my confidence level is high with this game. But we'll talk about our predictions later on in the show. But I think that's just one thing I want to always put out there. Texas fans, the sky is not falling. Even if Colorado State goes up first, it's not the end of the world. I don't think that's going to be, I don't think that's indicative of, I know you will not be happy.
No,
but I don't think that's
what it is. If they have a 9, 10, 12 play drive and kick a field goal, not going to panic. It's okay.
Yeah.
It's okay.
Agreed. So yeah, I'd like to see how that running back room adjusts with the guys stepping into the role and stepping up, of course, with Baxter out. So yeah, I think it's going to be fun. I think it's going to be a great atmosphere, a sold out 2:30 game and people are excited. I'm going to take a second to dog on Oklahoma a little bit. I got to do this. Texas fans, way to show up and show out, and being ready for Colorado State. We're all here. We're excited for it. And Colorado State is a good opponent. Maybe not. They're certainly not the hardest team we're going to play this year. But Texas fans are exciting. Sold out. It's hard to get tickets. OU, on the other hand, going up against Temple.
According to Barry Trammell, which I think is their Kirk Bowles or something. According to Barry Trammell, he said it was like not much energy or lackluster. I forgot exactly how he put it, but that there's not much excitement maybe for their tickets, and there were too many tickets still left.
It was $5.
$5 I saw tickets.
Crazy.
Go and they've had many months. I don't want to get into OU thing, but they've had many months to prepare for a Friday night game. So
sure,
they'll be excited. I bet tonight when you actually watch it on TV, they will have fans there. They will be.
There'll be fans there. They will be there. It's not going to be an empty stadium like Arkansas had.
There will be, but they will be there.
But yeah, I think the excitement levels, and again, I'm going to be petty right now and paint my little petty fingernails, but look at the Texas to the SEC party versus what OU put on. To me, that's a really good gauge of like how excited the fans are.
Well, and also the organization,
just saying,
if you build it, they will come.
Yeah.
Texas threw a big party.
Yeah. And OU put up some bouncy houses. So that was cool.
Do it for the kids.
Yeah, maybe that's what they'll do. That's how they should get people into their stadium. We got more bouncy houses.
Well, we'll talk about them when we pick their games tonight. Sure. Yeah, they're playing tonight.
That's all right. I had to go on
that. That's all right. Okay, so breakout players this season. Let's say who you're looking for this game, and then who are you expecting to break out this season? Is there anybody that you're just really excited to watch?
Yeah, I mean, I mentioned earlier, I think breakout season, I really think Ant Hill is going to shine. I think this is his year, and we've seen a lot of progress in his leadership, and he's really taking control. Also, just as a team, I'm really encouraged by the player-led meetings, and these guys are bought in. This is a team in every sense of the word, and I'm excited to see that play out as a whole. As far as this game, I feel we've talked about this before on our show. People have been sleeping on Trey Wisner, and he's got all of the makings of being just the perfect Coach Sarkisian player, right? Of the guy that's there to do anything for the team and willing to be patient and willing to wait and willing to learn.
Set to be versatile,
the skill set and the patience and the head for the game and the understanding of team and culture and being there,
right? And
given the running back room, situation, I really feel that this could be a big opportunity for Trey to step up into a role where he gets a lot more touches and becomes a key part of this offense. So for me in Colorado State, I think Trey Wisner is a guy that I'm excited to see, and I hope he has a really good, his time to shine, his his big coming out party for Colorado State. How about you?
All right, I'm going DBs. I'm excited for Derek Williams and Malik Muhammad to see that growth, that year 2 growth.
Yeah,
they were ballers, and really, like, Derek Williams stepped in later, but Malik Muhammad, early on, he was thrown in there, and just every game got better and better. And he's so physical, and he's so smart. And we've heard great things all off season about both of them. So I want to see them. This is going to be an opportunity, game 1, and going against, Torrey Hunter, phenomenal wide receiver. I want to see who they match him with, and how, if they take turns with him, or what's happening there, and how they hold up, because that's going to be a great test for, right away.
Yeah, well, and I love that too, because last year we knew the talent was there, but the consistency wasn't quite there every single game, every single play. And I think
they were young,
right?
They were so young.
Chalk it up to youth. That's not a criticism. It's just, it is what it is, and that comes with youth, right? And now that we're in the next season, we've heard a lot of good things out of reports from practice and talking to some folks. They're really gelling. They're coming together, and that leadership role is really coming into play, and they're figuring out who they are as players and really getting the system. So I agree. I'm looking forward to seeing that consistency coming out of the DB system and what Texas is really capable of. Can we be DBU again?
Let's hold on. We just got back.
We just got back. No, calm down. Calm down.
I think on offense too, the players that I'll be watching to see the development, especially. So I'm looking at DeAndre Moore, who has done nothing but work and earn a spot in the wide receiver rotation.
Yeah.
And when they brought in all these, top transfers from other schools, he didn't flinch. He didn't hit the transfer portal.
Right.
He stuck with the development, stuck with the system, and stuck with Sark and the team, and has everything we're hearing is he has earned a spot in that rotation. Sark trusts him. Quinn trusts him. So I'm going to look to see how early and often, hopefully he gets some playing time. And then also like Gunnar Helm, Juan Davis, we've heard and Mari Nyblack, we've been hearing about this tight end, like how they're going to use them, especially with running backs going down, how they're going to use them to help, with pass protection and getting them the ball. I'm excited to see that tight end group. Yeah. And then DeAndre Moore, I'm really cheering for DeAndre Moore because I feel like he's like a Trey Wisner, just a culture fit, hardworking. Yeah. When their time comes, they're ready. So I hope he comes out and gets some good quality time on the field this week. I'll be cheering for him.
We talked about this a little bit with Harge when he was on with us yesterday, but I really wish that Texas did, like at the end of the season, that they had a Rojo award, right? For the player that steps up and does what it takes. Again, we're talking about Rashawn Johnson going from a quarterback to running back. I mean, he did everything. He said, "Yep, coach, I'm here for it. I'm here for the team. If that's what the team needs, that's what I'll do." I love the idea of a Rojo award for the player on the team that exemplifies that kind of team first attitude. And again, showing the patience and willingness to do whatever it takes.
And we heard
I love it.
Right.
And,
yeah. We heard that with Juan Davis and Ryan Niblett. Ryan Niblett's still getting some touches at running back or practicing there. But Juan Davis raised his hand and said, "I'll do what I can for the team."
Right.
And when you're in your third or fourth year and you're willing to switch positions just to help the team, when he's worked so hard to really get his tight end
craft,
at tight end, what that says about the culture and the team. You know, we see it. We've got Rojo Award. I'm willing to step up and do something to help the team. We always got to give them some love.
Absolutely.
All right. So how are you feeling about the season overall? Are you feeling good about, you have a prediction? We just kind of gave our predictions earlier. We'll give our score prediction later for this game, but do you have like a season feeling?
I do. And let's talk about season when we give season predictions, when we give our score predictions. But yeah, to answer the question, I do. I feel good. I feel confident, perhaps overly so. We talked about this with Ghost on his show, Ghost and Friends on YouTube. Again, you guys, please like and subscribe. He's putting out some great content. Check him out. It was a lot of fun chatting with him. But we talked a little bit earlier with him about what we feel and what our confidence levels are, and mentioned before, maybe I was kind of on that. Don't jinx it. Every game makes me nervous. But I think that was more a product of the battered Longhorn fan syndrome from the previous years. I feel like I'm over that. Then the pendulum might have swung a little too far the other way. I feel real confident and feel good about this season. And it's nice to feel good again as a Longhorn fan. Do you have a high confidence level going into this season?
I feel really good about the staff and the roster. This is a whole new environment, though. The SEC,
it is
going into different environments. And Texas, again, now that there are a winning program, they have an even bigger target on their back.
Yeah.
Of course,
that's fair.
You always want to take the big dog down, right? Just like people are going after Alabama and Georgia and Michigan, and Ohio State, they always get everyone's best shot, and that's why people say, "Oh, Alabama barely won that game," or "So and so barely won that game." It doesn't matter. You're getting everyone's best shot, and if you can come out on top, that's a good program, right? So it's going to be a fun new year, and there's going to be lots of ups and downs. But like Sark said, what he feels is really going to set this 2024 team apart from previous teams or other programs is how tight and the culture they've built and the community they've built and how much they come together. So I'll be looking for that, like building each other up and, speaking that one language that they've been doing.
Absolutely.
All right.
Absolutely. So feeling good. Yeah. You've bought in a little bit to the just means more in the SEC, right? Like it's a grind. The SEC is a grind, and I don't want to overlook that. But to your point, I think Texas has always had a target on their back.
Yeah.
Always, even in our worst years.
Yeah.
And that's not going to change going in the SEC.
It just means more. Yes and no. Yes and no. Yes and no.
Do you think the level of, comparatively, and I'm not here to knock the Big 12. I think it's going to be a really fun conference to watch. I think they're figuring out their identity post Texas and OU. But I also think it's fair to say that, especially now, in this point in time, the year 2024, the SEC has a higher level of consistent competition.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. Right? They have always a 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 ranked teams, right? And in every sport, baseball and volleyball, basketball, like they're competitive in not just football. Like it's a competitive league. And so it is high competition. It's consistently good competition. It is a gauntlet, right? But like we were laughing the other day, people like, SEC, those tough. You have an easy schedule. Well, which one is it, right?
Pick it. Yeah,
which one is
pick
it?
One.
So it's going to be tough. You're going to go into riled up environments. It's going to be fun. It's definitely a level up for the Big 12, no question asked, because they have more national championships and they have more consistent winning. So it is a step up.
Well, and when
Texas is ready.
Yeah, I agree. Texas is SEC ready. That phrase has been thrown around a lot. And the question, look, Texas as a whole, Texas football is SEC ready. And I'm excited to see that play out. Feel good about where we're at. Again, if you would ask me this when we first announced that, when it first leaked that we were going to the SEC, I would have had a slightly lower level of confidence that Texas would be as poised as they are going in. But given the progression and watching what Coach Sark and co have done throughout his time here, going into year 4, I feel really good. Again, I feel kind of swaggy. So it's kind of swaggy. Let me ask you this. We're talking about leaving the Big 12, going into the SEC. Is there anything, what is a marker for you this season to say, you know what, this is successful? Texas has improved. What are you looking for? What's going to be a key to you or an indicator to you that Texas is consistently improving?
not blowing big leads.
Okay.
Getting a big lead is always great, but taking your foot off the gas or not adjusting when the other team's starting to fix what they were doing wrong and not being able to keep playing that back and forth adjusting game. We all know Sark is a genius with the scripts and comes out and he can script those first 15, 20 plays like nobody, right? So you come out and if the team's executing well, you can be up. We've seen it, 14, 21 points like that.
Yeah.
But we've also seen several times last year where they got that 3-4 touchdown lead. And by the fourth quarter, here we are fighting for our lives, right? And when you still pull those games out, like I said, there's something to be said for that. But if we can not blow big leads, especially going into the SEC, I don't expect Texas to be in these big blowout games, right? It's going to be battles. A lot of them are going to be close. But I think if you do find yourself on a roll, be all gas, no brakes.
Yeah.
Don't be all gas, kind of cruise control. Oh shit, now we have to speed up again. You're riding the roller coaster of all the things that can happen. I would just like to not be outcoached in second halves, which happened a few times last year.
Yeah, I would agree with that. I think that's fair to say. So you are fully in, as much as you hate the phrase, you're fully in on the all gas, no brakes.
I'm
and if
saying
you're going to say it, do it.
If
you're going to say it, be about it.
Like tomorrow, Colorado State, if you're up 25, 30 points, which the spread is 32.5. If it's 42-10, make it 52-10, make it 62-10.
Yeah. Don't let up.
Yeah, they'll let up. But like you mentioned earlier, they're going to be trying to play everyone. So that does slow momentum. It does slow the roll. It does slow timing and, play calling changes. And you can't keep momentum just rolling when you're bringing players in and out. So that's going to affect the overall score too. But I think that would be good is to keep adjusting when they adjust. Keep adjusting and make this a 60-minute game.
Yeah, absolutely. I agree with that. I think what I'd like to see is that progression, or where I feel like we've improved. Quinn Ewers to me is going to be a huge indicator. Of course, we constantly hear about Arch Manning. We constantly hear about, Arch is going to leave, or no, just kidding. It's Arch's job. He's going to take over. Ignore all that. Ignore all the noise. The team knows where they're at. The team is confident with where they're at. What I want to see, and I've been impressed with Quinn Ewers' progression since he's been at Texas. Shows up mullet man, kind of young, again, a little cocky, ton of raw talent, but we saw some mistakes there. Last year, we saw a huge leap in his leadership, a huge leap in his skill and his accuracy, but there were still some points where you're like, man, he's got to get that form down a little bit better. He's got to make
it's growing.
He made some beautiful passes, again, some long passes, but that at Alabama, but that has been a criticism of Ewers of not being able to throw the deep ball. For me, what success looks like or improvement looks like specifically with Ewers and ultimately as a team, I'm not expecting Ewers to go in and throw long bombs every single play. I don't want to do that. No. That's not what he's built for. That's not what this team is built for. So I think that expectation is a little out of control with a lot of folks. Well, he can't throw the long ball. Well, he shouldn't be throwing the long ball. We don't want to be in a position to have to throw the long ball every single play. But seeing more consistency when he does need to throw it, seeing more consistency and seeing the field a little bit better than maybe he has in the past. His checkdowns have improved quite a bit. Leadership definitely improved, but I want to see going through your reads, going through your checkdowns, making, finding the right guy and then being consistent with that pass as you go. So,
and that's going to help a lot again with that improved offensive line.
Absolutely.
He'll have the time, he'll have the trust. He doesn't have to be running for his life. That's going to help a lot.
And I'm no scientist, Rocky, but something tells me there's a correlation with good O-line play and the improvement of a quarterback. Funny how those two things go hand in hand.
They do go together.
Yeah. So again, I think that lends to me feeling really good about this season is that the O-line, we've talked about this on a few shows. Our O-line is going to be one of the best in the nation. It is, and they've shown a lot of improvement. And it's an impressive group of guys. It is large humans. It's going to be fun to watch.
It's going to be good.
Yeah.
All right. So tomorrow's game, 2:30 p.m., Colorado State. Let's do a few quick questions about the game and rapid fire questions and give our thoughts. All right. Who gets the first touchdown of the season?
Oh, first touchdown. Man, you asked Mike this.
We asked Mike this question, so we will add these two. I forgot what I said yesterday.
You know, I'm going to go kind of crazy on this. I'm going to say Bond.
Bond?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Did I have Jonte Cook? I think I said Jonte Cook. I don't remember, but I'll say Jonte Cook today.
I like
All right.
it.
Who gets the first interception of the season and why is it Michael Tapp?
You like your Michael Tapp.
I do.
You know what? I'm going to say Muhammad here. I'm going to say we see him step
Number
up. And,
5.
yeah.
All right. Who's going to lead the team in tackles
Ooh,
tomorrow? Tomorrow, just tomorrow. Saturday's game against Colorado State. Who's going to lead the team in tackles?
Man, pass on that one.
Anthony Hill.
All right.
Jr.
All right.
Anthony Hill Jr.
I dig it.
All right. Are we going to have more passing yards total or rushing yards total in this game tomorrow?
I think passing yards, just because he's going to be more comfortable with his guys that he's worked with. And again, we're going to be rotating a ton of different guys through running backs. So passing yards.
I agree passing yards for 2 reasons. The speed of our wide receivers, getting them in space, but also because we're using the running backs in a passing capacity too. And those passing yards will add too.
Cool.
Are we going to have more sacks or interceptions tomorrow?
More sacks.
All right.
I'm going to say, yeah, I'm calling D-line's going to step up. More sacks.
I'm going to say it's a push, 2 and 2. Ooh, it's quick. All right. In what quarter do we see Arch?
Oh,
I'm saying second quarter, scripted. Like they're planning to use him in at least the second quarter.
Yeah, I would
regardless of the score, they're going to play it.
I would agree with that. I think that's a conversation that Sark even had. I mean, he kind of showed his hand, right? Telling him we're going to get guys in early and we're going to get them in often.
Yeah, and he needs to be ready to play big.
Yeah, and again, I think a lot of that speaks to the confidence in Quinn Ewers. He knows it's his team. He knows it's his guy. So we're going to get plenty of players in, plenty of rotation. So yeah, I think second quarter feels good. Definitely by the third.
All right.
Definitely by the third.
How many different wide receivers catch a pass? Not including running backs that are going to be in the passing game, but wide receivers. How many are going to catch a pass in this game?
Is it fair to say all of them?
24?
Yeah. No.
How many do we have? Like 11?
Yeah.
11?
I'm going to say at least 7.
Catch a pass.
Yeah.
I'm going to go 9.
Okay.
Different receivers.
All right.
Because that includes should we include tight ends in that number?
I'm not including tight ends.
Oh, okay. Then I'll say 8.
Okay.
All right. Well, Texas offense, go for it on a 4th down.
Yeah.
7 point in the game.
Yeah. I mean, yes.
Yeah.
I don't think they're going to be the Detroit Lions where they go for it every single time at 4th down. But yeah, I definitely think Sark's going to test some stuff out. Yeah.
All right. Will Texas get a punt or kick return in this game? Punt return or kick return in this game?
Special teams. How much are they improved? I'm going to say no.
I'm going to go no too, because the odds are they don't.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised if they got 2, but I'm going to say no.
Sure.
Because
hedging your bets.
Hedging my bet. All right. We'll save our score predictions against the spread after we make a few other college football predictions.
Sure.
So anything else? We're going to move on to bigger college football. Is there anything else you want to wrap up about the Colorado State game before we make our picks?
No, I mean, I think with Colorado State, again, Longhorn Nation's excited to be back. It's great to have game day back. We're going to be excited to get everybody there. I'm just looking, I hope everybody has a good time.
I hope everyone goes home healthy.
No, I think it's going to be great. But yeah, I mean, I think that is going to be my biggest, cross fingers and no injuries. Play, well, I mean, really play great football, be safe.
Everybody be safe.
Make smart choices.
Yeah.
No, but look, I'm ready for Texas football to be back. I think we all are. And excited about it. So, all right.
Yeah. All right. So college football is back.
Yep.
Last weekend we had Florida State playing against Georgia Tech in Ireland, shocking the nation by laying an egg. No, they played hard. It just wasn't enough.
Sure.
All right. So last night when we recorded yesterday with Mike, and we have that video. Well, that's terrible audio. We both picked North Dakota State to cover against Colorado, and they did. Colorado survived at home. Good for them. Moving on. Friday, tonight is Temple at OU. Temple, Stan Drayton, former running back coach at Texas, is now the head coach. So he's starting his new program there, building that program there. They are coming into Norman, Oklahoma. Like we said, tickets are $5 if you want to see that game tonight. Oklahoma is a 42.5 point favorite. What do you think about that game? How are you picking that? Can OU cover 42.5?
OU wins, but I don't think they cover. I think Temple shows up, and the energy does matter. I think there's still a lot of questions around OU and what they're going to look like. I firmly believe they're a 7-8 win team this year. I don't know that they're the Oklahoma powerhouse that we've seen in the past. So yeah, they win easily, comfortably, but I don't think they cover.
Right. I think I agree. I have them winning easily, and I could see them winning by 35. But 42 is big for me because Temple, with the running back as a head coach, they're going to try to control the clock.
Right.
OU, they have a new quarterback. They have a new young offensive line. So I could see them needing some time to get that offensive running. So I'm going to say Temple does enough to control the clock, enough to keep it within 42.5. That's a big number.
Keep it within 42 doesn't sound like a huge ask.
No, that's a big number for, with so much new for OU.
Right.
All right. So we have to mention your Michigan State Spartans play tonight.
Yep.
Florida Atlantic. They're 14-point favorites.
Go Green.
It's on the Big Ten Network. So if you know anyone who's ever heard of it, y'all can watch that game there.
They're on Big Ten Network. Is on like everybody's cable package.
Except everywhere you're going to go try to watch the game. No, they'll have it. They'll have it. Everyone has Big Ten Network.
Yeah.
All right. So tomorrow, big game. Clemson. We'll be watching this at the tailgate. 14 Clemson with the fighting Dabo Sweeney's and Cade Klubnik, Austin Westlake's own Cade Klubnik.
Yep.
Go play Georgia. They're in Atlanta at the big dome.
Neutral game.
A neutral game in Georgia. And Clemson's not that far, but they're right there. So it's an 11 a.m. on ABC. Georgia is 2 touchdown favorites. What do you think?
Yeah, look, I'm taking Georgia, and I think they beat the spread too. I am not convinced that Clemson's still riding a high from being really good a few years ago from Trevor Lawrence, but I am not convinced. And I think, we've talked about this before. I think more and more Dabo Sweeney is fallen behind the times and not adjusting his game to his players, not adjusting his game to the environment and adjusting to the times. I'm not convinced. I'm not sold on Clemson. I still think 14 is a generous place for them. And Georgia's pissed, man. Georgia felt that they were owed a lot more last year and should have been perhaps in a role that they weren't granted. So
they were definitely one of the top 4 teams in the country last year, and they didn't win their conference game.
Right. I would agree with that wholeheartedly. So I think they've got a chip on their shoulder. I think they look bigger. I think they look meaner. That Georgia train keeps rolling. Yeah, I think Georgia obliterates them.
I agree. Poor Clemson.
Yeah. Pobrecito.
Yeah. Clemson's. Yeah, I think they'll be up by 14 at half and then keep rolling.
Yeah.
All right. So 19 Miami against Florida. And they're playing the same time as Texas. They're on ESPN. What do you think about Florida? Their coach is on the hot seat, going in at the hot seat. Miami, if they lose this game to a coach on the hot seat, then their coach is on the hot seat.
Yeah. This is one of those games where, what I picked yesterday might be different than today. Ask me again tomorrow. For me, this is a really tough one.
Miami by 2.5.
Yeah, which is
2.5.
Wash. Yeah. For me, and it's at Florida, right?
It says it's at Florida. I need to check if it's actually neutral or if it's at Florida.
I don't even remember what I answered yesterday, but again, this is a difficult one for me. I think I'm going to take Miami on this. I'm not convinced. This is more.
Yeah, you took Miami yesterday because I took Florida.
Yeah, this for me is more about. It's too early in the season to see if Florida has improved. Last year, they were not a good football team. I'm not convinced that they are a vastly better football team this year. They could be. I just haven't seen it. I don't know. So I'm taking Miami on that alone. I think Miami's improved, and I think they're working on getting back to being the Canes of the 90s, but they got a long way to go for that. But yeah, I'm taking Miami in that game.
All right, I'm taking Florida. It's at home. I think they have enough leadership at quarterback to do something and enough. A pretty solid roster, even if the coaching isn't the best yet. We'll see what they do this year, but I'm taking Florida to actually win that at home. This is a big one. Probably it's definitely game of the week. It's big. It's the only really top ranked matchup. Well, Georgia Clemson is top ranked, but pretty exciting. 7 Notre Dame going to 20 A&M.
Yeah.
Game day would have probably been at the Georgia game if they were at home. So Notre Dame at A&M. A&M are field goal favorites at home, so kind of a wash. Who do you have winning that game?
As much as my heart wants to say Golden Domers all the way, I just don't think that's going to happen. I think Notre Dame at 7 is, again, generous.
It's like Florida State at 10.
Generous, to say the least. I'm not convinced that Notre Dame has their collective shit together. So, and I will say this, while I think A&M is a improved team, I think Elko's a great coach for them. But there's still a lot to figure out. A&M's still got a whole new staff, whole new, they're getting there. But I'm giving this one to A&M because I think just outright, I think they're a better team than Notre Dame right now. And that home field advantage. Kyle Field is a tough place to play. It is going to be loud and crazy and obnoxious in there. I'm taking the Aggies on this one. How about you?
I am also taking the Aggies to win. My deal breaker, like what's really pushed me to the Aggies, is the inexperience and the true freshmen that are having to play for Notre Dame on the line. They had an unfortunate injury in preseason with the tackles. So unfortunately, it's gonna take time for their superstar recruits to get on board, to get some experience in their belt. A&M's strength is their D-line. I just think that's where they're gonna win it. It's gonna be probably a low-scoring, boring game at the end of the day, but A&M will win it. And
I think A&M wins and covers.
Yeah,
I think they're gonna cover the 3.
Yeah, I had them in like the 5 to 7 range. It's 5 to 8 point win. Yeah, they cover the 3.
That's fair.
And if you want to see Michigan play Fresno State's a legit team. They won games last year. They are playing 6:30 p.m. on NBC. Michigan are 3 touchdown favorites, 21-point favorites. So if you want to watch number 9 Michigan play to see what Texas goes against next week, go check it out.
Sure.
So Sunday, 23 USC at 13, versus 13 LSU because they're playing in Vegas.
Right.
And LSU are 4-point favorites. I'll go first. LSU is going to win and cover, no problem. I feel like their physicality against USC's physicality, lack of the last couple seasons under Lincoln Riley, I feel strong about LSU setting the tone in that game.
Yeah, I agree with you. LSU fans in Vegas, that's going to feel like a home game for them.
Mm-hmm.
Vegas may run out of alcohol with the Tigers traveling out there. They travel well. They're going to show up. And I agree. I'm still not sold on Lincoln Riley out as the USC head coach. I think he does a lot of great things. He's a quarterback developer, no question. But you lost your quarterback. You've got a whole new scheme. I don't know.
There's too much new, right?
Yeah, there's just too much new. And Riley's been, I think, by all accounts, not lived up to expectations in Southern Cal so far. So, yeah, I agree with you. I think LSU takes this. And I think this is going to be a way bigger. They cover by a lot. I think LSU is going to roll in that game.
And I guess the ranking of USC number 23 just based off their recruiting roster stars. I don't know. We'll see what they put together. Yeah. And then finally, we don't have to pick this, but FSU, Florida State, still ranked 10 because that big loss was in week 0. So they're still ranked 10. They host Boston College. And let's see if people on Monday night, let's see how many Florida State fans are still ready to go and sell to buy in on that team. All right. So let's pick Texas, Colorado State at number 4. Number 4, Texas, 2:30 p.m. It's on ESPN. Right now, the last I saw the spread, Texas was 32 and a half, dropped down from 35. Mm-hmm. It's fine. I'll give my score prediction. I have 43-16. Mm-hmm. I have Colorado State moving the ball enough to stay keeping even within 2 touchdowns, maybe at half, but then Texas pulls away. The heat, the depth, the speed, it's all going to catch up to Colorado State, and Texas will pull away. But I have 43-16. All
right, I like it. I'm taking Texas, wins comfortably, but I'm going 34-10 on this. Again, the only reason I'm saying a little bit lower on that score, I think Texas definitely has the potential to be in the 40s, 50s. But because we're seeing a lot of rotation, we're going to try a lot of different schemes, a lot of things there. And it's first game of the season, we're going to be knocking some of that rust off and keeping it conservative again. So it's an interesting mix of getting a lot of players in, but also keeping the play calling relatively conservative to not give away too much for Michigan. Because of that, I have Texas winning comfortably, but not covering. So 34-10 Texas.
And I have them not covering either.
Yeah.
I have 27 points.
Yeah.
All right. So let's wrap it up. Our Colorado State at Texas preview. We both have Texas winning. We both have no cover, but different spreads. Quick note, Jamie French, welcome to the Longhorn Nation.
Happy Friday.
Happy Friday. Yeah, 5-star wide receiver out of Jacksonville Mandarin High School. So welcome.
Yeah.
Welcome. Worst kept secret in recruiting.
Yeah, but look.
But you never know until they announce. And even then, you got to get them till signing day. And even then, look, welcome. We hope you stick.
And today, and he will.
He seems pretty
solid.
Yeah, great relationship with the staff.
I'll bring this up before we close out. A lot of folks were giving Texas shit for the recruiting rankings and what they're looking like
in
July, right? Like,
you're unserious if you're bragging about recruiting in July or August or September or October.
Yeah, I think Texas is really shaping up. This class is shaping up to be a very impressive one. We talked about this live, so I feel like I can say this now. talked about it live with Ghost on his YouTube channel. But I think Texas finishes with a top 5 recruiting class. There's still space. They still have plenty of offers left. We still have some pretty big targets. And I think Flipmas season is going to come into play.
That would be nice
for Texas. So how you feeling about top 5 this class being a top 5 recruiting class?
5 to 7 seems about right. It
All right.
also depends who other people get too, but
Sure.
there are some Michael Terry's out there still. Yeah.
Just
All
saying.
right. So we'll give a quick shout out to women's volleyball. #1 back-to-back national champion women's volleyball. They go to Milwaukee this weekend, and they're going to play #3 Wisconsin on Sunday morning, and then #18 Minnesota back-to-back on Monday. So they have big weekend. And then #14 soccer, first time ever they're playing Central Michigan, and that's here in Austin on Sunday. So if anyone wants to go, if you're still in town after the Colorado State game, go watch the Texas women's soccer on Sunday at 1.
Yeah, it's going to be awesome. Again, Big Ten has some incredible volleyball. So props to #1 national champion Texas volleyball.
Going to Wisconsin
starting the
to play them.
season. Yeah, starting the regular season, going to #3 and 2. I mean, those are some consistent powerhouses in volleyball. So that should be really fun to see Texas.
Yeah.
So again, y'all, we really appreciate you being here. Thank you for following us. Thank you for be sure to like and subscribe. Again, this is our new home. We are Fire the Cannon. That's on YouTube. Like and subscribe. The YouTube channel is Fire the Cannon Podcast. Of course, we will release our audio on all the popular platforms for podcasts as well. So Spotify, Apple, we'll have those out there. We appreciate you being here. Appreciate everyone along the way. Happy Friday. Looking forward to a Longhorn win. And we'll see you guys soon.
Hook 'em.
Hook 'em.